We're here with Rabbi RMM Sand, the third part of an interview of Meaningful Interviews. Please tell us now your early memories of the Lubavitchers that came to Montreal in 1942 and started the Lubavitch yeshiva.
1941.
41, thank you for the correction. And started the Lubavitch yeshiva.
Right.
Rabbi Hendel, right?
Hendel,
Rabbi Garlitsky,
Rabbi Kramer,
Rabbi Kramer,
Rabbi Greenglass,
Rabbi Greenglass.
Rabbi. There was a whole bunch.
I think nine of them.
Yeah, they were all from Shanghai.
They came from Shanghai.
They came from Shanghai.
Yes.
They landed Erev Shabbos in Montreal, Friday. There was a building waiting for them. My uncle Izzy was part of the group that had prepared the building for them.
The committee.
And they davened already with the minyan.
That Shabbos.
Wow. In Montreal. Rabbi Leib Kramer was the Rosh Yeshiva.
When did you know Rabbi Hirschsprung?
Oh,
Of course, Rabbi Hirschsprung was my Melamed. When I came to Canada, to Montreal in 46, so my father was angeschrieben in a Lubavitcher yeshiva.
You enrolled him in the Lubavitch yeshiva.
Yeah, so that's where I went to school.
Well, Rabbi Hirschsprung was there?
No. Rabbi Hirschsprung was in Canada, in Montreal. But Rabbi Hirschsprung was a Litvak. He wasn't a Chassid. He wasn't a Chabadnik.
No, that's for sure. He wasn't a Chabadnik.
No.
Very close to the Rebbe.
Later.
Later.
He's talking 1946.
Right. Daddy, tell them when you were 7 or 9 years old, you and Shani, what happened with your legs?
Right. I was 11. How old?
45, 46.
45.
You had polio?
Yeah.
Polio was a terrible disease. Every summer there was an outbreak in Canada.
Right.
And the summer of 1945, my father took us and we went with what was the name of that English group that was like a,
Boy Scouts.
I'll think of it anyway. We went to Yahal Beach. We came back from the beach and we had pains in our legs. Called Dr. Thompson, who was our family doctor. He came, was lying on the bed. Sat me up, I fell back. Sat me up, I fell back. My sister Shani, same story, my older sister. Dr. Thompson says, I never heard of such a thing. What, never heard of what? That there should be two
Siblings.
children in the same
Family.
First thing they did was they put a red sign on the door. Quarantined us.
Right.
My father's store, people stopped coming.
Wow.
They heard that there was
Polio.
polio.
They were afraid.
and afraid. Dr. Thompson said to Clear, you have to send us to Montreal. So my father took my sister Shani. I got on the train and drove to Montreal. Came to Montreal, and he brought us into Children's Memorial Hospital, where we were placed. And we were treated with the Sister Kenny treatment, which was the only treatment for polio known. What was the treatment? We couldn't move our hands, our feet, our legs, our back. We couldn't sit, we couldn't anything.
Do you remember this?
Oh, like today.
Wow.
Like today, I was 12 years old. Every morning, they brought a cot on wheels next to my bed. They lifted me up and put me on the bed, rolled me back. There was a gigantic bathtub full of boiling water. When I say boiling water, I mean boiling water. They had blankets. I don't know if you know Hudson's Bay blankets. There were pieces of them cut out. They brought us near them. They took pieces of woolen blanket with tongs.
Yeah, tongues, yeah.
And stuck it into the water. And they took us and they stuck us into the water. Then they took us out and they took out these blankets and put it on us. And we were treated with this boiling water treatment.
What did that do for the polio?
Supposed to cure us. It did.
It did?
It did. My sister Shani and I both came out without a scratch from there. Uncle Izzy Dalfin had a store in Montreal. He heard that we were. So he took and he sent a box of crayons and coloring to the hospital
For you children.
for the children. And the hospital refused to accept it
Because it was what?
because they said you can't send to one child. So he sent it back. So Uncle Lizzie took a few cases and he shipped them up. Israel Tannenhouse lived near my grandmother's. He wanted to come and visit us. And we were at my grandmother's on the way, coming to the hospital. He came to the house and he yelled, "Open the window!" They opened the window and he threw candy into us.
How long did this whole parsha?
2 months.
2 months. From when you got the polio to when you were cured was 2 months.
We were 2 months in a hospital.
2 months in the hospital.
My mother was pregnant with my sister Malka.
Crazy.
I left my mother. She had blonde hair. When I came back, she was all white
Wow.
from worry.
From worrying, yeah.
She didn't see you for 2 months?
What, 2 months?
She didn't see you at all during those 2
No.
months. Because they were in
I used to
isolation.
talk to her on the telephone.
You did talk to her.
And I always was singing. As a kid, had a beautiful voice, and I was singing. Every time I talked to her, she'd tell me, "Sing me, Billy Boy, sing me this." I used to sing for her on the telephone. After 2 months, the hospital said, "We can't do any more for you. They'll continue to get better
As the months
as
go
the
on.
So sent my father to get us in Montreal. We were cured, they said. We were on crutches. We got on the train and we came to Bathurst. And my mother came to meet us at the train. We got off the train with the crutches. She started to cry. We sollen ich Hasle machen, eine Tochter mit Steckens. Am I gonna marry off a girl
How I marry off a girl with crutches?
with crutches?
Who's going to want to marry her?
We got off the train. My mother had just given birth to my sister Malka, who was only 6 pounds. She was in an
A
incubator.
preemie.
She was in an
Incubator, right.
My father took me to see the baby. And I looked into the incubator, which had a glass
Yes.
window. And I said, her head is only big like a potato. A little potato. This I remember from.
Tell them the story with the Friedrich Rebbe when you were in the hospital.
When we got sick, my mother was a Vishnitzer Hasidist from
From Romania.
Romania, and she was used to from the Rebbe. When we got sick, first thing she said to my father, "Call Rabbi Kramer in Montreal and tell him to go to the Rebbe, Lubavitcher Rebbe."
Yeah, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak, the Friedrich Lubavitcher Rebbe, yeah.
Yeah. Which he did. And then the message came back. The Rebbe gave an eitzah and a brocha. And he said to my mother, "Don't worry, they're going to be all right." My mother, when we got sick, she stopped eating. She was so depressed. The moment she heard from the Rebbe that he said, "Don't worry, they're going to be all right," like nothing happened. Started to eat, everything.
And her hair turned.
And what was the eitzah? You said a brocha and an eitzah. What, you remember what the eitzah was?
I don't know what the eitzah was, but
Okay.
whatever it was, it saved her and saved the whole family. Because a woman is,
Yeah. Akeres Abayis. Yeah, the mainstay of
Yeah.
the home.
yeah. What else can I tell you?
Hold on.